In Pittsburgh, the Panthers have won the toss. They will receive. Kenny Johnson deep for the Panthers. That'll go to the end zone for a touchback. As we check down with Harry and Pitt trying to bounce back from a 3-9 season, Harry.
Brandon George, he told us we're not that team that went 3-9. He said, this Pitt team, we're back. And one of the reasons that they are back is because of quarterback Eli Holstein. We actually ran into his father at dinner last night and told us one of the reasons that they came to Pitt was because it felt like family. And when we spoke with Eli, he told us, I love my fit in this offense. I knew I was going to be rolling. We are rolling. We need to continue to roll. He said we need to put together 4 good quarters against a good opponent, Matt. There's not going to be a better time to do it than tonight.
Harry, thank you. Cade Bell, new offensive coordinator, also back. Big news for Syracuse. Star linebacker Marlowe Wax starting for the Orange. That's Desmond Reed on the first carry. Transfer from Western Carolina, brought down by Deuce Chestnut. And, Coach, we'll get to the Pitt offense in a minute, but the return of Marlowe Wax, probably their best defensive player other than Fidel Diggs, is huge for the Orange.
Yeah, not just a great player, the emotion, that emotional lift that gives the entire team and the entire defense, it's going to help a lot.
Holstein fake, eyes down the middle of the field, has a receiver, incomplete. Kanate Mumfield the target. Elijah Clark was there. And that had 2 looks on it, Coach, either maybe a pick or a big play for the offense.
He had him early, and he's got to put a little bit more zip on that ball. Kind of threw that 2-ball deep down the middle of the field. Eli's going to look at that on film and say, if I put some zip on it and sat him down in the middle of the zone, that would have been complete.
Desmond Reed motions out of the backfield. 3rd and 8 for Holstein. Pulls it down. He's got this. He can run if he wants, but he's brought down immediately by Justin Barron after a gain of 1. And how about that for the Cuse defense? They come out against a Pitt offense that's averaging close to 41 points a game and get a 3 and out.
Yeah, just like we called it, right? Offensive explosions right now. Yeah. When you see these 2 offenses go up and down the field for a 3 and out on the first drive.
You know, we talked about how big number 2 defensively was Marlowe Wax back. Also back tonight, Syracuse, Trevor Pena. He was dealing with the effects of a concussion suffered against NC State. He is back deep to receive the punt at his 20. Messes around with his own guy, runs into him. Can't get much after that. 51-yard punt and a return of 2 for Pena. We talked about him a moment ago. Ohio State transfer Kyle McCord, a player that Fran Brown told us, I needed him and he needed me, and it's been a match made in heaven so far.
It absolutely has come in, and when you're throwing the way he is, over 300 yards in every game, 30 completions a game average, but also the ability he did to keep Arondé Gadsden, LaQuint Allen, all the weapons. They said, we have a big-time quarterback coming in. Coach Brown, we're going to stick with you, stay here at Syracuse, and play in this wide-open offense.
Also a great tailback, LaQuint Allen. Figures to be active tonight. McCord the play fake. Shot on first down to the sideline, nearly intercepted. Rashad Battle covering Yamari Hatcher. And both quarterbacks have already gotten away with an interception second down.
Yeah, and if you look at it, he's got to throw this one over the top. He tries the back shoulder fade, but Rashad Battle feels that, gets his body in, looks, tracks the ball, and is able to make a play on the ball. McCord, he's got to get that one up over the top against that coverage.
Empty backfield for McCord. Pressure on. Has to get out of the pocket. Does a good job keeping his eyes downfield. Finds Jackson Meeks along the sideline. And how about McCord, not really known for his legs, finding Meeks, and that'll be a first down. As we take a look now at our impact players built by the Home Depot.
When you just talked about him, LaQuint Allen, and the ability to get out of, to do more than the running back position. He and Desmond Reed, I think today, these are all-purpose backs are the 2 best in the country. They can run, they catch, they can play the receiver position.
So 1st and 10, Cuse. McCord over the middle, overshoots the big tight end, Arondé Gadsden, and that's tough to do, 6'5", 236. Donovan McMillan, the man nearby.
And you see them bringing pressure. Pitt's bringing this pressure early to get after him and try to get McCord out of rhythm.
Fran Brown, I tell you what, first-year Syracuse head coach, he comes on the field like he's playing. He's a fiery guy.
I asked, he had the short sleeve T-shirt. I mean, it's a little chilly here in Pittsburgh tonight. At least he went in and put a little warmer clothing on.
Said, I got the adrenaline pumping through me. Allen motions out of the backfield. McCord looks left. It's intercepted. Touchdown, Pitt. Rasheem Biles. That's Sharks defense.
Just like we talked about, right? Offense.
Ben Saul's on for the extra point. One of the best kickers in the country. And we had talked about McCord getting away with an interception earlier in the possession. Rasheem Biles is like, you know what? You're not getting away with this one.
No, a great job. He reads the out route, undercuts it, catches it with his hands, and you intercept that outcut. There's nothing but you in the end zone. Let's look at this touchdown. They're going to run a simple clear and an out concept here. And you see Rasheem Biles undercut this route at the top point. Does a great job. Reads it, anticipates it, undercuts the route, the interception. And anytime you intercept an out-breaking route, usually there's nothing between you and the end zone but green grass. And he took that interception and dunked it right into the hoop.
Attaboy. Biles missed the Cal game, comes back in a big way here, first quarter against Syracuse, 7-0 Pitt. If you saw the open, we got to talking about it this week and about the all-time rosters. We have recency bias in college football, I get it. But have a look at these all-time rosters we put together for Syracuse and Pitt. Now here's what we want you to do. You see the QR code in the upper left of your screen. Get your phone out, hop on the QR code and vote which all-time roster you believe is better.
This is really just the start of it, too. I mean, McNabb or Marino, Jim Brown, Tony Dorsett, Heisman Trophy winners, college football, NFL Hall of Famers.
LeQuint Allen up the middle. Donovan McMillan after 7. I mean, look, I mean, Larry Fitzgerald's here tonight. He was with us on Sports Center today. He'll join Harry Lyles later, but Dan Marino, I mean.
There's Larry Fitzgerald.
If you're college football nerds like us and you really dive into Syracuse and Pitt, they're good.
Like we were talking about putting the roster together, right? Putting the whole roster, like at every position by position. Amazing.
2nd and 4, good start. Allen for 6. No rushes on the first drive. Already Allen 2 on this one. He'll be right near the first down marker, and they're going to give it to him.
And we talked to the offensive coordinator at Syracuse, Jeff Nixon, and he said, we really want to be balanced. You're watching the film and said, hey, you're completing 30 passes a game. He's like, no, we want to be balanced with the run game as well. And I think they're going to try to do that, establish the run out here during this game.
For McCord passes first possession led to a pick 6. Play fake, batted down.
Chief Borders, the big man coming off the edge right there. And you see the different zone pressures, right? Pitt's coming after him. They're not going to let him sit back there and throw the ball. Big Chief, you leave him unblocked. 6'4", 250. Coming right off the edge, they slide down. He's a big guy, going to get the hands up. The transfer from Florida and Nebraska.
And this is a Pitt defense. When you look at their passing yards per game, 244 yards. That's 104th in FBS. Maybe worked on some things during the bye week because that defensive front, that's Biles again. How's that for a return? No gain.
It's some pent-up energy after sitting out last week's game, and he's taking it out on this Syracuse offense.
Pressure backs off. McCord time over the middle. It's in the air. And it falls. Wait a second.
They're going to say he caught it.
Brandon George says he picked it off. A player's always going to tell you picked it off. Let's have another look.
Nothing worse than the ball bouncing around high in the middle of the field as a coach.
Oh,
whoa!
My goodness.
He's the leader of this defense in the middle, veteran player. Great things happen, Matt, to people that run hard to the football.
That is the interception of the year. That is unbelievable.
Watch the concentration. The ball's up in the air, keeps getting tipped. How does he keep it off the ground, Matt?
Strong fingers. From our vantage point in the booth, all you saw was a ball near the turf. Go ahead and rack that for SportsCenter Top 10. Make it number 1. Desmond Reed, the number 1 back. He's quick. Deuce Chestnut missed the tackle, and a gain of 9 for the little Desmond Reed, who plays about 7 inches taller and 50 pounds heavier than 5'8", 175. I mean, he'll run it right up there.
We got to talk to him a little bit, Matt, and he is built too. I mean, he's not very tall, but he is rock solid. They said he has muscles coming out of places that nobody's seen.
You see him coming up, limping off the field. Rodney Hammond Jr. is going to take his place, but they'll have a look at Desmond Reed. 3 100-yard rushing games for Reed, 2 100-yard receiving games. They'll certainly want him back in this one. Holstein, quick shot. And that's a good job by Syracuse's defense. Elijah Clark there. And a loss of 2. That was Gavin Bartholomew, the tight end.
A little antsy. They're fired up, rallying to the ball. Everybody get excited. That's just good, hard football. Finish play through the whistle.
Draw. And another good job by Cuse's defense. Hammond brought down by Chestnut. So a gain of 5. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 8.
Deuce Chestnut, great read on that on the draw. Saw that, filled the gap in a hurry.
Now, I'd say with most programs in the country, could be 4-down territory here, 3rd and 8. But they've got Ben Sauls, one of the best kickers in the country. But first things first on 3rd down. Holstein to the left, falls incomplete. Intended again for Bartholomew. Ben Sauls now, he's made 12 consecutive field goals. Wants the record here at Acrisure.
Yeah, this one's only going to be 49 for him.
Record's 59. He wants 60.
He told Coach Narduzzi, can we take a delay of game at some point so I can try I want a longer one.
He's the one.
That's the confidence you want in your kicker.
He's the one guy I'd let do it. When in doubt, better call Sauls. 13 in a row. Syracuse on the quick turn of possession. They hold him to field goal. But it is 10-0 Pitt off of 2 Kyle McCord interceptions. Home team feeling good on Thursday. I mean,
I think
Marvin Harris.
If you got on their QR code to vote your all-time team of which one's better, we're going to start getting blown up and hit on all people we still missed out on. We had a long list of players.
Yeah, you got a guy texting you right now. They're like, wait a second. Like, where's him?
Oh, yeah, you got Hugh Green, you got Ricky Jackson. I mean, Art Monk on there. Ooh.
Live look at the vote. You know what? I'm going to pretend it's election night. 10% of the counties in Pennsylvania are in right now, no surprise. 65% going with Pitt. Syracuse,
we're going with Gary Anderson on the kicker, but I'm going to tell you what, for Pitt,
Ben Sauls, school record.
You might be going Ben Sauls right now. We got the living legend playing.
13 consecutive. What can Syracuse's offense do here? 1st and 10, 25. Not a good start. Here comes the blitz. Out of the backfield is Allen. And a short gain of 2 down to Harry.
Matt, I spent that entire Pitt possession over on the Syracuse sideline, and Kyle McCord was over at the station where the tablets are at. He was looking at film the entire time. He had the headset on. When the field goal went through for Pitt, he said, all right, let's go. Got his helmet, went back out there.
Yeah, Harry, 2nd in the nation in pass yards per game, 360. Not what he's used to start. He's going to take a shot. Can Syracuse hit a big one? Incomplete. Intended for the Georgia transfer, Jackson Meeks. And Taman Lynham was there. 3rd down.
Well, McCord's a veteran player, and he's played in big games. And now what they're doing, the great thing about tablets on the sidelines, Pitt is coming after him. They are being aggressive. They do not want to let him get in a rhythm with all of the pressure they're coming. He's going to be able to stand in there, take it, but he wants to see the different looks maybe he hasn't seen on film to try to take advantage of this pressure. If they don't, it'll be a long night for him.
Already 0 for 1 on 3rd down. They're 2nd in the country coming in. 3rd down percentage. Blitz. McCord that's a good ball there to their tight end, Amari Gadsden. Aronde Gadsden for 24, brought down by Brookins. Gadsden lines up as a tight end. He's really just an athletic kid that hit the middle of the field.
Big giant receiver. Great job hitting him in the seam against the blitz. One high zone look, hit him right in the seam.
And here comes tempo. Allen stopped immediately. Good job by Pitt's defensive front. Let's have another look at that play to Aronde Gadsden for the big gain.
Well, we said they've been getting heating them up. Does a great job. If you're going to pressure and bring all of these zone pressures, that was a one high zone blitz. The seams are open. A great job adjusting, making you defend the seam route. And he knows that's coming. You saw his eyes go right to that. He knew the pressure, knew the coverage. That's the advantage of having an experienced quarterback like Kyle McCord.
So Gadsden out, 2 tight end set, loss of 2 on first.
Charge timeout. Syracuse, the first of the half.
The Syracuse a little
30
confused there. They decided to use their first timeout. I can't believe we're already in week 9 of the college football week season. Another big one on Saturday, ABC triple header.
And then A&M, LSU,
Yeah.
the top 2 teams in the SEC. You didn't have that early in the season after week 1 loss.
It was not on the prediction card. 2nd and 12. Play clock was winding down, so Fran Brown had to use his first timeout. McCord backpedals again. He had to throw that off his back foot. And these tipped balls are going to be the death of Kyle McCord. Yamari Hatcher can't come up with it. And again, Jimmy Scott with the pressure. McCord has not been able to set that back foot and make a throw.
Well, they're giving him different looks. They just rushed forward that time, but overloaded one side, ran a twist game, and they're getting to him, not letting him get set, not letting him stay on the spot to make the throws, and trying to mix up the look every single snap for him.
Converted on 3rd down earlier in the drive. McCord, intercepted. Kyle Lewis. Lewis, touchdown Pitt. Three possessions, 3 interceptions, 2 pick sixes, and it is a nightmare on Pitt Street tonight for Kyle McCord and Syracuse, and we're only halfway through the first quarter.
Well, Matt.
Pitt, the second ACC team with 3 interceptions on its first 3 defensive possessions over the last 20 years. And Pat Narduzzi's defense is putting on a clinic against Kyle McCord and this high-powered Syracuse offense. Let's go back to the pick.
Well, Kyle Lewis, they're putting on a masterclass defensively. You see him lined up right here. He's going to intercept the pass on Arondé Gadsden right there. They're playing dog coverage. They've shown so many different looks. Looks like he's blitzing. Now you see him playing underneath coverage because they have 2 safeties deep in man-to-man to help over the top. So he's able to bluff the blitz, run underneath the coverage. We talked about the big conversion. They've shown him zone blitzes. They've done man blitzes. Now they show the blitz, and you see him racing. All he has to do is play underneath that route. Kyle Lewis does a great athlete because McCord, they show the blitz. He has 2 safeties above him. He can squat on anything underneath. Confuses Kyle McCord with the different looks. And he's able to make the interception and get into the end zone.
Changing his jersey. First one looked like it got ripped during the interception. A Pitt player was down on the kickoff. It was Josh McCarty who's being helped off. McCord came in, 6 interceptions on the season, 3 already tonight. He's got 36 passing yards and 94 yards on interception return yardage. This is not big good.
Well, Randy Bates, the defensive coordinator, veteran defensive coordinator at Pitt, on Pat Narduzzi, they have put together a scheme right now and showing different rush, blitz, drop coverage looks to make Kyle McCord not comfortable in the pocket at all.
LeQuint Allen, he's going to have to get comfortable in the backfield there on first down, hurdles a defender. We saw Fran Brown over on the sideline bring in his entire team. I mean, it's a shell shock right now. How are you? I mean, we're midway through the first quarter.
Yeah, but that's the key. That's what he's saying. We're only midway through the first quarter, man. We throw the ball as well as anybody in the country. We're built to come back in a hurry in this game. We have a great quarterback. We need to settle him down. Let's run the ball. Let's just catch our breath and put one drive together and flip the momentum in this game right now.
So 2nd and 2, Allen. Man, no Sharks on defense. Jordan Bass and a loss of 2.
I mean, they're dialing it up. Watch this, hitting the blitz, hitting the gaps. Randy Bates is dialing up. Let's see what type of look he gives them this 3rd down. It's been a different look every 3rd down.
And interceptions on 3rd down.
Come out in a 3-down look, another new look on 3rd down with backers standing up in the gaps.
McCord, quick shot outside. That's his go-to receiver, Pena. They kept a running back in the backfield to help with pass protection. They get the first down after a gain of 7.
Well, the nice thing, Kyle McCord's played in a lot of big games.
Yeah.
I was at Ohio State, played in a bunch of huge games. We'll always say the scene's not going to be too big for him. He's a veteran guy and he can sling it. So he's the guy that's got to calm the offense down and say, hey, I got you guys. We're going to be fine. Just give me a little bit of time. We'll get into a rhythm and we'll get going.
It'll be interesting to see what adjustments Syracuse's coaching staff makes. Michael Johnson, Jeff Nixon, co-offensive coordinators. With this Blitzburg-style defense first quarter. Allen, he's got no running room on first down, led by Nick James, who's been back from injury, and a big get for Narduzzi's defense.
Yeah, great job inside. Chief Borders sets the edge on the outside. Nowhere for him to go out, trying to get outside, not there. It makes him cut back to the rest of that defense, running to the football.
I'll tell you what,
flying around.
And if Syracuse can't get LeQuint Allen going, it's going to be a long night.
Well, we talked about coming in. I thought one of the keys to this game is protecting Kyle McCord. They like to throw it, and Pitt knows that, so they're dialing up the looks and coming after him to not make him comfy.
Yes, and Willis, true freshman, checks in. They're going to set up the screen to him, and he's got blockers. He's got space and a first down for Syracuse. So that's a good ball play call. Take advantage of the pressure. Get a guy out in front. That's a gain of 12.
Yeah, if they're coming after you, there's nothing better than throwing a screen into all the pressures. They do a nice job creating a pick, get the ball out of your quarterback's hands, and create some confidence on a drive.
Willis, a one-time Pitt commit, flipped when Fran Brown got the job. Fran Brown from Camden, New Jersey, Willis from Newark. So 1st and 10, play fake McCord. Has to step up in the pocket, downfield. And even though that was a completion to Pena for 15, flag on the play. These Pitt defenders, I mean, they're right on the receivers tonight. And that's going to be holding, negating the play.
Repeat first down.
And those are those can be drive killers. You have some momentum. Your quarterback, you know, the guys are looking at him and say, hey, you've thrown 3 picks. He's out here winging it, putting the ball right where it needs to be. We have it under control. I see, yeah, in taking on the blitz protection, you got to keep the hands inside, get low. Low man wins. Again, he's got to get low and get underneath to block. The low man will win on that, and the holding penalty negates a big play.
True freshman running back, sometimes the last thing they get in the scheme is pass pro. Saw it there, 1st and 20. McCord again trying to set up a screen. Allen was hanging out there, got a little bit of the yardage back, but a good job by George and McMillan.
Donovan McMillan, the leading tackler for this Pitt defense. Coming in, led them last year from the safety position. Runs the show back there.
And to this point, Syracuse hadn't even been able to flip the field. They've been right around midfield a couple of times in the turnout. They can't even flip the field here in the first quarter.
Well, it's the interceptions. You know, they came out and started 3 and out on the first series, played good defense against this explosive Pitt offense. But it's the turnovers that have just killed them.
Just one play in Pitt territory. Slant across the middle, just dropped. That's Darrell Gill Jr. Thought he might get some extra time tonight with Pena, who was really a game-time decision. And now 3rd and 16.
A lot of sticky coverage here by the Pitt secondary.
Oh.
They're all over these wideouts from Syracuse.
We asked Narduzzi if he liked his matchups on the outside. He's like, it's who we are, it's what we do.
That's what, yeah.
We put our guys on an island.
We're not going to play off. We're going to get in your face and play some man coverage.
False start. Offense number 5. 5-yard penalty. It's still 3rd down.
So a hold and now a false start, making it 3rd and 21. A once promising drive. Now you're 3rd and forever.
Yeah, penalties, we always say, are drive killers. They crush the momentum, put you behind the chains.
I mean, at this point, don't you run to get out of the drive and try to kick one deep?
Yeah, you punt. You
play football now.
Both Pitt's touchdowns have come defensively. You had a 3 and out stop and a sudden change stop. Be smart. Let's get out of this. Let's put the defense on the field.
Not many 21-yard plays in the book. And McCord's going to try to sling it and get some of it back. That's a good job. And there's Pena almost making me eat my words on 3rd and 21 and a gain of 16. Now you got 4th and 5 at a decision.
You see the talent that he has. And we call that's a put the pressure on the head coach play.
Yeah.
Right there. We're thinking, let's be smart about it. And then maybe we punt. Now let's put it on the head coach to have him make this tough decision on 4th and 5.
And it's a no-brainer. Offense never threatened to come off. Little bit of confusion, though. Play clock to 16.
They're showing everybody up at the line of scrimmage again here, Matt.
McCord on 4th down. Keeps his eyes downfield. It's caught. And that was Jackson Minks. It looked like for a minute that McCord was going to take off with it. That lane closed quickly, and he gets 6 to Meeks. What a conversion.
Well, we talk about the looks. They showed blitz. Everybody drops out, and a great job by McCord. Scrambles out. He knows he's not going to run for that 5 yards, but he wants to draw defenders into him so he can still make the throw, and he's able to do that to get the ball to Meeks, who gets the first down.
10th play of the drive. 3rd and 21 turned into a 1st and 10 after the 4th down conversion. McCord rolls right into the pressure And I don't know if he stayed up as Biles pressured him. He flicked it out to Jackson Meeks, who was in the area.
Yeah, that's a heads-up play by McCord not to take the sack right there. Let's see if he was down, though, before he's able to get rid of the ball. Biles is coming after him.
He rolled right into it, and no, he
gets
stayed
that
up.
ball out, yeah.
That's good football
That's a heads-up
by McCord.
play, and even just to get it out of his hands, don't take the negative play. Play 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10 is better than 2nd and long.
Quick to Allen. Has a couple of blockers. And a gain of 4. It's Brandon George, the 6-year player, captain of the defense, on the tackle. I mean, even on these small to mid-yardage plays, Pitt's defense is flying around.
They're flying in the ball. And
they don't have to run a play if they don't want to. Maybe Fran Brown wants to just get out of the first quarter. It's going to be close.
That's a good one to fake the count, snap, and see what they were going to do defensively to see if you can get them to tip their hand.
Yeah.
And
look,
you saw the backers showing they're going to
yeah.
blitz, try to like see if we can get you to tip your hand what you might do.
But here's the deal. With this nightmare for Syracuse in the first quarter of just 3 possessions of disaster, now 3rd and 6 to start the second. Here comes the pressure again. And McCord incomplete. Meeks wanted a defensive holding on Rashad Battle. No flag thrown.
Great job by Battle over there, all by himself, one-on-one, locked up. They came after him with some pressure, and he squatted on that hitch right at the chains, made the play.
So already 1 4th down conversion on this same drive. 4th and 6, they'll do it again.
This is the look. They showed pressure and bailed out underneath last time. Let's see if they come or they bail out again.
Play clock at 3, 2, snap off. McCord downfield to Gatson, incomplete. It hit Gatson in the hands. McMillan on the coverage. And Syracuse turnover on downs.
This is good. You see McMillan in man coverage. Right there, gets a little behind him, but just enough in the tight coverage to have to make McCord try to drop it in perfectly. Just off the fingertips of his big receiver, Gatson, right there. Good coverage and a great stop by that Pitt defense.
All right, so this is just the 9th play for the Pitt offense in this game. They haven't been on the field since Wednesday. 1st and 10. Holstein trying to shake off some of that stand on the sidelines rust. Gain of 8 brought down by Devin Grant.
They had to go through their pregame warm-up almost again. They've been over there for a whole bunch. Coach has got to get them warmed up, break a sweat, get loosened up, get ready to get on the field.
Hey guys, go get on the bike. Say Desmond Reed's back in the game. That's a good sign for Pitt. He came limping off in their 1 possession. And you can see how special he is. Flag down, though, as Reed was able to spin out for a 1st down.
Personal foul. Illegal hands to the face. Defense number 30. The 15-yard penalty is added to the end of the play. Automatic 1st down.
That's Chase Simmons.
Hands just get up a little bit into the helmet right there, squeezing the block down.
Is that on his helmet or is that on his right pad?
It's just, see the head get knocked back. I don't know.
Reed's got some quicks. Look at him stay up. Desmond Reed, I mean, he is 1st in the ACC in all-purpose yardage.
He's
182 yards again. He is quick.
He's so quick, fast, 4.3 40 guy. Runs with, not taking a shot at him. He does run with a very low center of gravity, Matt.
There you go. Natural to him. Pitch outside. Watch him get going. They said they knew he was going to be special in spring ball. He had just come off a hamstring injury. He broke a 92-yard touchdown in a spring practice and did a backflip into the end zone.
Yeah, he said he needed to impress the rest of the teammates so they knew he was a good player, and all the veteran guys looked and said, oh, we might have a guy right here.
But then they asked why he did a flip during the practice. 1st and 10 Pitt. Holstein, plenty of time. That was tipped and almost dangerous. Kanate Mumfield, the intended receiver. Now 2nd down.
And he's going to look at that on film. He had C.J. Lee open for a touchdown, locked up the safety. If you're going to see off this safety right here, he's going to lock him up and then run the route. Locks the hips, had him open for a touchdown over the top, just didn't hold it long enough.
Holstein's going to hold it. Fake pitch. Syracuse tried to wrap him up. Couldn't get Holstein, broke it outside. That was a good job making a little something out of nothing and a gain of 5 as Grant brings him down. Now this Holstein, this is the first time you're seeing Eli Holstein. This was a highly recruited player out of Louisiana. He got offers from Georgia, Penn State, Ohio State, Alabama, A&M, Miami, Oregon, and Florida. Originally committed to A&M and Jimbo Fisher. Decommitted and ended up with Saban in Alabama before ended up here at Pitt. That's a dart over the middle. Oh my!
He didn't miss seat.
Football Hall of Famer, class of 2024. Let's go down to Harry.
Yeah, Matt, I'm here with the legend himself, Larry. First off, congratulations on your enshrinement into the College Football Hall of Fame. What does this honor mean to you?
Well, I mean, it's so amazing. I mean, and then you think about the other guys that are in my class, too. You know, Julius Peppers, Randy Moss, and Alex Smith. I mean, you named so many great players that have contributed to college football, and to be able to go in that class and represent this amazing university is, I'm humbled and honored.
21 years ago tomorrow, against this Syracuse team, you had 8 catches, 149 yards, and 2 touchdowns. What do you remember about that football game?
Well, I remember it was a team win. I mean, I was able to have a good day, but I mean, we ran the football well, defense played well. I mean, I remember it being a really nice, complete game. And you know, anytime you play against Syracuse and a storied university, so many great players have come out of this, so many Hall of Fame players. And I got a lot of friends, you know, Dwight Freeney, who just got into the Hall of Fame this year, Chandler Jones and Justin Pugh, and you know, Donovan McNabb, whose son is playing on our team with us, and you know, so many great players. And it's been a great rivalry for a long time.
No, without a doubt. And speaking of that, we've been running a poll to see whose greats are better, y'all's or theirs. Obviously, got to get your opinion on that. Who's got the better all-time team?
I gotta go with us. I mean, I feel like Tony Dorsett and Jim Brown. That's like a toss-up. You know, thinking about Hugh Green and Ricky Jackson and Aaron Donald. I mean, I don't know who's gonna block them. You know, they got Dwight Freeney on that side with Chandler Jones, Marvin Harrison, and myself. And I mean, they got Rob Moore back in the day. I mean, they got some great players. But I still got to take Pitt though. Still got to take Pitt. What's the poll say right now?
We will get those poll results and we'll send it back up to Matt Berry. Pitt, apparently, I'm being told Pitt's in the lead.
Good.
Pitt's in the lead.
Good.
So
after tonight, hopefully that poll keeps going up.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep you posted on that. And Larry, congratulations again, man. Enjoy tonight.
I appreciate you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, the one poll that matters right now for Pitt is the rankings as Kyle McCord's night continues. Allen incomplete.
I think we need can you imagine a video game and you put up your starting lineup on these two teams? A lot of 99s on the video game rankings right there, Matt.
It was just one of those things we were just talking about how good. And then you go like Hugh Green, people on Twitter are mad he wasn't on the graphics.
The code's still up if you want to vote. For all the Syracuse fans that are upset right now, you better get the code and start voting.
See if Syracuse can make their fans happy about present-day football. Because right now, the only thing they've got going for them is the all-time team down 24-0.
And Larry is, I mean, shocked he's not already in the College Football Hall of Fame coming in this year, but a class act. He said he was ready to kind of take your money and when you guys get together in the offseason for some golf in Arizona.
He was on SportsCenter with me today. We're going to set up a little golf game back in Scottsdale where he currently lives. As growing up out there, being a Cardinals fan, watching him, what he did to that franchise. So 3rd and 6 now. Justice Ross Simmons checks in. Can Syracuse do anything to get some momentum? Pressure backs off. McCord chased down. The defensive line is just having a day with Syracuse's offensive line. That was Ghost Neal, the big fella that got in there.
Well, Matt, we keep saying they mix up the looks. That was we call it trap 2 blitz. So they brought a fire zone where they're blitzing, but playing zone coverage behind it. But it's cover 2. A lot of the blitzes, you're going to see a cover 3 shell behind the blitz. If it's zone, that was zone cover 2. McCord had to hold the ball. There's confusion and another pressure and no rhythm for Kyle McCord setting his feet at all tonight.
Do Bates and Narduzzi just have Syracuse's number right now?
They have it dialed up. They have it. They're emptying the playbook. They say it looks like they came in the bye week and went to their old school blitzes and are dialing them up.
That was risky for Pitt. They did not get the Peter call there. Punt of 42, lucky to hang on to it. Ryland Gandy was able to corral it for Pitt. 24-0, early second quarter.
Going on by Randy Bates, a D coordinator, and Pat Narduzzi. All of the different looks, they keep mixing up the looks with interceptions. Tight coverage, creating one of the great interceptions we've seen this year. But confusing Kyle McCord early in the game, not letting him set his feet with pressures, mixing up the coverage looks on the back end. 2 pick sixes for this Pitt defense in the first quarter. What a great game plan, great execution. And when they're not intercepting the ball, they are flying to the football defensively. Pat Narduzzi's known as a defensive coach, and they are putting on a master class so far tonight.
I think we nailed it talking about the quarterbacks at the top of the show.
Yeah.
Holstein, quick shot outside. Day-Day Reynolds.
There you go. It's a completion. Quarterback's rolling, Matt.
And a gain of 7. Yeah.
Here comes the tempo. They say, we want to show we're good on offense, too.
Holstein left, back to the right. Here comes the pressure, and a good job by Syracuse. Coverage sack there, had the time, loss of 6, and that was Marlowe Wax Jr. who's back tonight for the Orange.
And it's a good thing the pressure got to him right there. He had Desmond Reed wide open down the middle field. He was looking. They went 4-by-1. He went to the single receiver first, wasn't there. Went to reset his feet, and the pressure got to him before he could see Desmond Reed streaking down the middle of the field by himself.
That's the second time you've seen that on Pitt's offense. Is Syracuse having trouble on the back end?
Yeah, I think just the different looks are when you go these 4-by-0 looks with the different alignments. Look out.
That's an interception. There's a flag down, however. So we'll see if something can go Syracuse's way, but Holstein's pointing at a potential late hit on him.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 2, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So Marcellus Barnes' interception, all for naught. Marlowe Wax.
If anything, maybe he's a little high. He's not high.
What is that? Matt Austin, our rules analyst, is here. I mean, Matt, are we wrong in saying there was absolutely nothing there?
Well, there's nothing on the hit, but he did not try to take his body weight off the quarterback at all. Looks like he tried to drive him into the ground. I'm sure that's what they called.
I mean, you see that part of it right there. Just what you're saying, right at the end of the play.
Like the pile drive?
You have a big guy in Eli Holstein. That's the hard thing for defensive players. You have a big guy that's a physical runner.
Yes.
You're trying to get him down on the ground.
That's a bad call. Let's not tackle. 1st and 10, quick shot outside. I mean, look.
But it seems when things aren't going your way, they don't go your way, even the call. Like it's.
I'm all for the targeting priority and making sure. What is he didn't do it.
If you don't do it, all of a sudden he stays up and he makes a play. You're in
but
trouble.
You can't, if you're a defender, you can't tackle him. 2nd and 8. That's Reed up the middle. gain of 2. But yeah, to your point, I mean, when things aren't going your way and you're not even allowed to tackle, negates the interception. Now 3rd and 5.
Need to stop here, and the Syracuse defense has played well tonight against this explosive Pitt offense.
To be fair, they did get the stop, but it didn't count. As Holstein now runs up the middle, and there's a stop by Syracuse led by Barron. And they're going to lose 1 and send out the putting unit.
And they're going to say, we're playing good defense. Our offense, we got to get together and put some consistency together. But we're in this game because our defense is stepping up. If we can get a couple of stops, let's put a drive together here offensively, get ourselves right back in this game. Because it's the turnovers, not the execution or always the playmaking. It's the turnovers that have them behind.
So Caleb Junko to punt to Pena. A fair catch that one at the 16. So, a defensive stop after a... Pittsburgh does sports. They just do the sports. Gatson, 5 yards. Injured player.
Officials timeout for an injury.
That's a Rondé Gatson. Tight end slash everything, receiver. Line them up somewhere.
I like to call those guys weapons, Matt. They're like, you can use them all over the field. They're hard to stop. Like,
you had one at Florida and Kyle Pitts.
yeah, you do. You play him all over the field. Let's hope he's okay.
Maybe landed on the ball.
Yeah, maybe hopefully just got the wind knocked out of him, landed on the football right there.
Yeah, because like
it's popping up. Because
all due respect,
who's gonna cover him?
He lines up as a tight end. Not, I mean,
let's put a corner on him. He's gonna body you and use his size. Let's put a linebacker on him. He's too athletic for the linebacker. Those are guys that are fun. When you're designing offenses and designing plays, you have a guy that we're just gonna create a mismatch nightmare for you.
I asked the coaching staff. I said, well, I mean, he's listed as a tight end, means he has to block. Does he? They're like, oh, he has to.
Yeah.
Like, he's got to block. All right.
He'll mix it up and throw it in there every once in a while.
Yasin Willis back in. 2nd and 5. Pitt bringing the pressure off the edge again. And they're there before Willis can get to the line of scrimmage, led by Bass. No gain. They have yet to find a way to counter the pressure.
Well, that's the thing, is with all of this pressure, you have some great matchups or opportunities. You're going to have to spring. But if you're not hitting any big plays and threatening the blitz, guess what, Matt? It's going to keep coming more and more and more.
Just 2 of 7 on 3rd down tonight. Came in 2nd in the country on 3rd down conversions. Everyone's coming again. McCord to the sideline, and that was a good throw to the outside to Yamari Hatcher. A timing route perfectly thrown, and that'll be a 1st down. Orange, gain of 7.
You see the arm strength that McCord has and the talent he has of why he's one of the top passers. They bail out underneath on this one. But, I mean, that is a throw to the far sideline from a college hash. That's an NFL throw that he just made.
And even then, the corner's right there. I mean, the coverage tonight for Pitt.
Coach Nardini said they're going to be up in their face. That's just who they are.
Across the middle, that's a good job by the secondary. Hatcher. Kyle Lewis had a pick 6 early. They said he is our speed guy. He's our speed blitzer. We saw it earlier, and again there on the no gain.
Yeah, now he's getting off the first look. They were in a post-wheel combination. If he could have held the ball a little longer, might have had the wheel route. But because of all the pressure, you see him getting, as a veteran quarterback, he knows that the clock in his head has been sped way up. He's getting off of that look, getting to his check down faster than he wants to.
Over the middle, good job by McCord. There by Emmanuel Ross, the true freshman. He originally committed to Stanford. He flipped when Fran Brown got the job. He's another one of those New Jersey kids that comes over with the New Jersey connection.
Good job there, setting the feet. That's something that's going to be impressive with Kyle McCord. With all the looks, all the issues he's had, does he get a quarterback, we say happy feet, where he starts to get nervous and move around? He set his feet and let that one rip.
Again, pressure. McCord just has to throw it. And it obviously hit a Pitt defender.
They're asking for an intentional ground. He kind of spiked that at Chief Brown, was it right? He was the guy. Chief Borders right there.
There was no foul for intentional grounding. There was a receiver in the area. Second down.
There was a receiver
Looked
in the
like Chief Borders was the only receiver there from Pitt.
I was going to say, there was a receiver in the area of Chief Borders' ankle.
Watch, he's...
18's there, but that was not an effort to... And even 23, Willis.
That's maybe a makeup call for one of the last ones right there. Chief, again, coming off the edge, causing that pressure.
There's the pressure again, and he does a good job getting the ball out of his hands. That's Dan Valori, the one-time Michigan quarterback who actually played quarterback in a bowl game last year when we called the Boca Bowl. And things have changed for Syracuse's quarterback for it since we saw Valori in that game.
This is timeout for an injury.
Yeah, Valori's a guy. You remember last year had that game where he ran for 100 and they moved him to quarterback and did everything.
He got the coveted college football final helmet sticker. As Nick James, he had been out with an injury. And we're happy to get both James and Sean Fitzsimmons back. So he's down on one knee. And we talked about Pitt, some of the developing they do defensively. James, one of the rare transfers in on defense from Indiana, as we looks like he was favoring one of his arms.
Yeah, he stood up and waved the sideline, and then smart, as a young player, like, hey, little stinger action maybe. Waved to the sideline and said, hey, you're hurt, take a knee, let us get somebody in there for you.
So ball spotted right at midfield. 3rd and 3. Anytime the Orange have gotten any momentum, drive has been stalled. Mekhi Johnson replaces James. Flag down, Pitt moved early. Free play if McCord wants it. Ball comes out. And Jacob Bradford falls on it. I think it's going to be all for naught.
Yeah, I think 2 guys jumped into that neutral zone.
Offside. Defense number 14. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
It's Chief Borders.
He's been in that backfield all night.
Yeah, do you blame him for being antsy? I mean,
look at him. Look, you know, it's 3rd down. I got that button. I'm coming.
And a 1st down.
I mean, they've been licking their chops tonight. That'll be enough for a 1st down to continue the Syracuse drive. The one look the Orange had was the overthrow to Arondé Gadsden on the last possession. But there hasn't been too many threats tonight by this offense. McCord, deep. There's a back and forth. There's Yamari Hatcher. He is their big deep play threat. Gandy, good coverage. 2nd down. They can't shake these defenders. They've had a step once or twice on them.
Well, that's really a story game. You're going to run this pressure, but you're going to get tight coverage. That was one of the few times they didn't even show a look. They just play base defense, rush 4, and still can't get open on the back end.
A double clutch out of McCord, and that was a good job by Allen to come up with that as Biles brings him down after 6.
And Allen, running an option route right here. Is he not able to get up? Again, good coverage. What great one-handed. What a catch by LaQuint Allen right there. But Biles all over him again with tight coverage on the back end.
Another 10-play drive for the Orange and another 3rd down. McCord sees the room on the left and does a good job to get the first down. Not known for his fleet feet, gets 7, chased out by Battle. Dual threat was not on his recruiting profile.
Oh, great job. They bail out. He knows they just got cover 2. No one's there. Sees the lane, takes off. No one has the quarterback. You're playing 2-man. He gets a rush lane, gets the first down. Move the 6. Let's see now. Pitt's really sat back and played some base defense here the last couple plays.
Yeah.
Let's see now that they're crossed onto the plus side of the field, if Pitt mixes it back up and starts heating them up again.
Remember, Pitt won the toss, elected to receive, so if Syracuse could get points here, flag down before the snap.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Savion Washington, 2-time transfer, Kent State, Colorado early. But again, Syracuse needs something. They get a score, hold Pitt on defense. They get the ball to start the third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, big drive. They've moved ball. You said it's these self-inflicted. The turnovers early on these drives now as you get momentum going. Silly penalties put you behind the chains. You can't do that.
That one, again, close, whether you wanted to call it or not. Right up the middle, that's Willis. A gain of 2. Look, we've seen some crazy stuff in college football this year. I mean, this Syracuse team, this Pitt team rather, they were down 27-6 to Cincy. That was in the third quarter, and they came back and won. They were down late against West Virginia in the backyard brawl.
We saw last week in the BC Virginia Tech game.
McCord winds up incomplete. Again, lockdown coverage by Gandy on Meeks. They just can't get a play that starts another play, that starts the rhythm,
And you see the coverage mix-up. They're playing 2-man again. They're trying to throw a stop route. Well, the defensive player's responsibility is to stay underneath, but say, hey, throw it over my head. Against that coverage, you're not going to be able to complete that route. They're mixing up the looks and confusing Kyle McCord and really making him throw where he doesn't want to.
Again, pressured, sacked. Rasheem Biles has been all over this football field tonight. That's a loss of 15.
It's a great drive. The penalty puts it behind the chains. Confusing defensive look, and Rasheem Biles.
Their first of the half. Correction, their second of the half. In 30 seconds, please set the game clock to 2:17.
Whether they're rushing 4, whether they're bringing the blitz, rushing through, all the different looks coming after him. Get him off his spot, and then Rasheem Biles just too fast for Kyle McCord to walk him down quickly. Playmaker on that defense.
I mean, Kyle McCord, he doesn't have a second to throw. He didn't have a guy open. This is as dominating of a first half as I've seen all year. You brought up Virginia Tech a week ago, but even that was at least, even then BC was making a little bit of play. Syracuse can't do anything.
No, they have them dialed up. They have every route, every completion that Kyle McCord had has been a contested coverage, tight window he's had to throw the ball into.
2 13-play drives have resulted punts. All right, I have Rasheem Biles for a college football final.
We seem to get these guys going early. He is having a night. Came back, didn't play last week. Started with a great anticipation, undercutting an outcut for the pick 6. Comes back, how about filling the run? Bringing the wood, look at the head up, perfect form tackle. Wrapping up, comes off the edge. Kyle McCord starts to scramble, not against Rasheem Biles. He's too fast. Again, as soon as Kyle McCord starts to scramble, he's gonna walk him down. Some helmet stickers going on. His helmet stickers possibilities there. 6 tackles, a sack, a pick, 6. We're only in the second quarter.
Helmet sticker, potentially.
We did give out one earlier for the helmet sticker food award of the year.
We did.
Serafino's Italian here
So
in
they
Pittsburgh.
got a hat sticker. So far right now, it's been all Pittsburgh. We have reached our 2-minute timeout. Pitt with the ball, up big, 24-0. Oh! Dan Marino. Yeah, look, Kevin Connors, that you're just the consummate pro anyway. There was no way mascots running with large heads on the field was going to bring you out of your game. None.
Holding. Offense number 56. The penalty is enforced half the distance to the goal. Repeat second down.
And I think the Larry mascot took a cheap shot on Ditka. By the way, Larry Fitzgerald, Hall of Fame player, Hall of Fame person.
Yes.
Just an amazing person to talk to, gracious with his time.
On SportsCenter, all the fans out there, and takes his time with all of the Pitt students to say hello to him.
Always a big smile on his face. Just really, really good. Good human being and a hell of a football player. 2nd and 16. Syracuse defenders there on Mumfield. He was able to make a man miss. Justin Barron brings him down. Elijah Clark was right there, but a good job by Mumfield and a gain of 10. Making up 3rd and 6.
Charge timeout. Syracuse, their second of the half. Please set the game clock to 1 minute, 40 seconds.
Now, Coach, to your point, the Syracuse defense, 17 of these points are off turnovers.
Yeah, I mean, this game's almost a statistical anomaly. I mean, Pitt has 83 yards of total offense. We're expecting this offensive explosion, but it's really the turnovers have been the story of the game. And then there's no bigger statistic in college football than turnovers.
Yeah, sometimes numbers lie.
And the turnover number is not lying, and the points off turnovers is not. But the Syracuse defense has played well, and if they want to get back into the game, that's something they're going to talk about and they can build off of.
Talked about an offensive shootout. One team's got 83 total yards, the other's got 138. So big play here for Syracuse. Minute 40 left in the first half. Holstein to his right, now bounces back to the middle. Looks left across the field, too high for Mumfield, and the Orange defense gets their stop. Maybe the minute and a half offense with one timeout, maybe that'll force Syracuse to get something going a little bit, get them some tempo.
Another great stop by the defense. Discipline in the rush lanes. You know, Holstein can run, force the incomplete pass that stops the clock, allows them to save a timeout, and with the type of passing offense they have, they can get this ball down the field and try to get some points before the end of the half.
The pressure was there on the punt. Is Pena still going to field it? 5 yards after the punt to 47. UFC 308 Saturday in Abu Dhabi. Highlighted by the featherweight title main event. The main card begins 2 Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific on pay-per-view. The prelims, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific on ESPN Plus. To order the main card in English and Spanish, go to espnplus.com/PPV. So Kyle McCord, his start to this game and what he's done after, still no points on the board. See what they can get going here, Coach. Minute 23 left, 1 timeout. Well, it's just been that kind of night. Braylon Lovelace. Rock bottom in this orange crush in Pitt tonight.
Well, you couldn't have worse of a start. They come out trying to get the drive going with a little screen pass. Pitt reads the screen. They've been all over every play that Syracuse has tried to run tonight. They have them scouted out, coming off the bye week. And as soon as a ball gets tipped in the air, there's no worse feeling for an offensive player, coach, anybody. See that ball tipped up in the air? The third pick six of the first half.
That's 21 points scored by the defense.
Yeah, I mean, their fourth interception, third pick six. And you grab Kyle McCord. I've had quarterbacks, you have bad nights. You gotta say, hey, look, you know what? Shake it off. We're gonna keep throwing the ball. You're our guy, we believe in you. You've gotten us to 5-1 and gotten us to this point in the season. You're the reason we're having a great year. We're going to stick with you. I'm going to tell them, hey, just keep throwing. We're going to keep throwing, too. I'm going to let you, you're going to play yourself out of this funk a little bit in this game. Shake it off. Let's go play some ball. Have some, try to, you know, you're not really having a great night, but let's try to get it done.
Second in the nation coming in passing yards per game. 6 consecutive 300-yard games. Second in the nation in pass offense per game. And they are getting absolutely pummeled by this Pitt defense.
There's the Taco Bell Live Moss student section all season long. Student sections across the country are competing to be the Taco Bell Live Moss student section of the year. Download the Taco Bell app to learn more.
That is the first time Mullen has not said Live Mass.
Yeah, I'm
you
from New
nailed
England.
it.
I'm not from New England.
Hey, by the way,
But this student section tonight, they're having a time of it. Look,
that Live Moss
what has this guy
section,
got going right?
I don't want to address it. He had actual moss growing on his head. And they can keep throwing all they want. If you have no time, you've got no chance. Lovelace, who just had the pick six, now has the sack.
Well, you just see Kyle McCord. It's the coverage that they're on the routes. He's looking. No one's open. He's completely out of rhythm right now. They tried the easy screen pass. They're squatting all over the screen. They got to have something they can dial up easily.
Now you need to get to the half.
Hand the ball off and go in and then take him into the half.
You got to get out of here. That's get to the half. For Quentin Allen, a good job at a flag down on the play. It's going to be a hold on Syracuse.
Holding offense number 74. The penalty is enforced, half the distance to the goal. Repeat second down.
What possibly could you say to your team at the half?
Well, you're going to talk about, hey, everything that could go wrong in that first half went wrong for us as a team. Defense, you guys came out against one of the most explosive offense in the country and played hard. Our quarterback, who has been one of the stars in college football this year, just had an awful half. Hey guys, you know what? Let's splash some water on our face, bring it up. We're going to run out and let's pretend the first half didn't happen. Let's just try to start this, reset ourselves, start this game over, and create some momentum. See if we can make some things happen in the second half. Just worry about the next play.
And that next play for Syracuse goes for 1. And that will end the first half stats, brought to you by Chewy. Syracuse does start with the ball. That's the 21 points off turnovers scored. They hit a field goal off another turnover to make it 24. As Malachi James takes it to just shy of the 30. As we check down with Harry.
Guys, I just caught up with Fran Brown and asked him, what do you want to see from your team in the second half? He said, I just want to see some fight. He said, let's have one more point than them when the clock hits 0-0.
It appears we're having some technical issues with Harry's mic. We'll check down back with him in a minute. Look, you can go to your quarterback and say, man, you almost laugh it off. Say, can't get worse.
You really do. You got to look, say, like, go wash some water, splash some water in your face. Can't be worse. We're going to keep throwing it. We're going to try to come back in the second half. Just forget that first half happened. Go out there and you got to play in the second half.
We've seen too much good football out of Kyle McCord in his career to not understand that that was an outlier and a brilliant defensive performance by Pitt.
Yeah, and I want to go with this. It was a brilliant defensive performance by Pitt. The creating pressures, the different looks, everything that the different coverages, different blitzes, they threw it all at him in the first half, caused the confusion. Two of the interceptions were tipped up in the air. So they're going to try to settle it down. There it is again, though, unblocked off the edge.
So we saw last week, we were at Virginia Tech. We saw 28-0 Virginia Tech over BC at the half. We saw BC climb back into race back 28-21, and in fact, they were driving to tie the game and went forward on 4th down. So we've seen crazy things in college football this year, and we've seen Kyle McCord play deep quarterback at a high clip. Pitt's defense seems to be on another level of motivation tonight. 3rd and 4, that to Meeks. He's going to be just shy of the first down, tackled by Kyle Lewis and Brandon George. And yeah, I don't, at this point.
Yeah, they're going to say, hey, this is it, let's go. We're going to go early. Now, it's interesting. We saw, if you go back, remember that Alabama-Georgia game early in the season. Georgia's getting blown out by Alabama in the first half.
28-0 as well.
And they just rolled it on 4th down the entire second half. And the 4th down conversion, I think they had 5 or 6 of them, got them back into the game.
They brought in an extra lineman, and that's going to be really, really close.
They're going to give them the first down.
Yeah,
it looked like a long yard for the QB sneak, but they got it with the push right there.
Bring in the extra big fella. Yeah, look, if you're Fran Brown, you're saying, okay, first goal, get a first down, got it.
Yep. Now let's just get another one. You're not scoring 31 points on this drive. Just worry about the next play, worry about execute.
As stunned as we are up here watching this, getting Fran Brown's head, he's the confidence he has in this team after their start. Quick shot outside. And again, coach, this will be 2 and a big gain for Syracuse to the first down. Trevor Pena not giving up, keeping his feet alive. Coaches,
good RPO quick throw there for Kyle McCord. You got to get him some confidence, because we know this. If he gets hot, he gets hot. And they have talent and perimeter players. And you see him taking advantage of the blitz. Good read, get the ball out quick to receiver on the screen. Pena fighting for extra yards.
And McCord gonna take a shot. And again, the coverage tonight, that's Hatcher. Rylan Gandy has been locked on number 5, Yamari Hatcher, all night long.
I've been impressed. This Pitt secondary, we said we know they create pressure and looks, but their ability to stay with the Syracuse receivers on the deep routes, but they're also all over the underneath shorter routes. So they are playing aggressive in the secondary tonight.
McCord did have time to take the shot. Quick pass over the middle to Pena. And again, to your point, this is about halftime adjustments by the Syracuse offensive staff to counter whatever they can do to at least slow down this Pitt pressure. To 3rd and 3. Again, notably missing from the field, Arande Gatson. He was banged up in the first half. The big play tight end receiver. At LeQuint Allen, right up the middle. No gain. Biles, line him.
And Pitt's halftime adjustment was, hey, boys, we're going to keep coming after them. We're bringing the house again. And you see everybody at the line of scrimmage. Great fit on the run. Nowhere to go for LeQuint Allen between the tackles.
So already a 4th down conversion on this drive. 4th and 3.
And they got them all standing on the line of scrimmage again.
Play clock under 10. Whistles below. Syracuse going to take the timeout.
Pitt.
Check that. Pitt's going to take the timeout.
I think Pitt right there showed the all-out blitz, and they.
Ohio State back in action against Nebraska. As we embark on week 9 of the college football season. 4th and 3 here for Syracuse. McCord right on the money, caught by Allen. That'll be enough for another 4th down conversion. Biles on the coverage and tackle.
Well, and a great throw. Kyle McCord, going to your trustee, you have a back with LeQuint Allen's talent, his receiving talent, and his ability to separate run routes and great hands. You want to get him involved in this pass game.
Biles and Allen both fight for the ball at that point. Allen was the stronger guy as Willis tries to bounce it outside. Flag down.
Holding. Offense, number 86. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Not every good drive Syracuse has had tonight.
Yeah.
You take away the turnovers, but when they've put together good drives, we've seen they have had 2 10-plus play drives that results in punts because of penalties. The penalties become drive killers. You just made a 4th down. You have 2 4th down conversions. You're driving. You're on the edge of the red zone. Now a penalty puts you way behind the chains.
That was David Clement. We've seen him in the game a little bit more with Arande Gatson out. McCord going to roll to his right. And that's an adjustment. We didn't see that in the first half. Them designed rollouts from McCord to try to avoid that pressure. Falls incomplete to Pena.
Yeah, just a little late on the throw, a little missed timing, good coverage on the back end, but I like the play design. They're getting after you in the pocket. Let's move the pocket to try to give you an opportunity to get a clean throw off.
You mentioned those 2 drives. Both of those were 13-play drives, ended in punts or penalties. This is the 11th play of the opening drive in the 3rd quarter. McCord, one-on-one coverage, and one of those 50-50 balls finally went Syracuse's way. That was Meeks on Battle. Gain of 29.
Great job, great ball placement. Great job by Meeks going and getting it with his hands at the high point, and they've been 0% balls tonight, but it's great. Those are the little sparks that can help you and start to build confidence. We said this. The comeback doesn't happen in one drive. It happens slowly. Start to build some confidence.
First trip into the red zone tonight for Syracuse, for either team, but Syracuse has been struggling offensively, could use it. Play clock on its way down, and Fran Brown saw it, saying the timeout. So 2 early timeouts to start the third quarter by both Pitt and Syracuse. Will step aside. 1st and 10, Orange in the red zone. The ACC with how they're playing early on. Kyle McCord and Syracuse's offense has given them hope in the first half of the season. See if they can get it back in tonight. As Allen's going to bust right up the middle there on first down.
As you get into playoff teams, though, there's only 9 undefeated teams left still in college football, and this Pitt team is one of them.
Yep. And look, with the ACC right now, Clemson's not undefeated. They had the 1 loss to Georgia. Miami's unbeaten. They look good. SMU, Rhett Lashley, first year in the league. They look good.
There's a lot of depth in this in the ACC. I think that's one thing that's been underappreciated, if you will, in college football this year. Is their
I would
depth.
agree. It's a good start to the season for that conference, as Jackson Meeks. And you have to love it, too, if you're the ACC. One of your newcomers in SMU comes out and plays well.
Plays really well as well.
All right, injured player from Pitt. That's Tamon Lynham, number 8, the corner.
Timeout on the field.
All right, so while they take a look at Lynham, we'll step aside, be right back. Trying to get on the board here, 3rd down. Coach, as you said, we don't need to score 31 now. We need to score 7.
That's it. Get the first one.
14th play of the drive. Oh, a little, we don't know what the play is, and direct snap to Allen.
Looks like, well, I thought he got close to that first down marker. They're going to mark him a little bit short.
Inches.
No measurement either.
So Syracuse looked at the sideline, faking confusion, direct snap. Pitt was on it. Here we go.
They got the big personnel in the game.
McCord's going to fall forward. So it's going to be 1st and goal from McCord. That's the 3rd 4th down conversion on this opening drive. And I know as a coach, you'll get mad at me for saying this. It is taking a lot of clock.
Yeah, but like you just said, you got to get the first touchdown. Right now, we're not worried about 31 points. Let's get the first drive in, come out, play some defense. The clock is going to become a factor at some point in this game.
Sure.
But if you come out and you're just recklessly throwing the ball around, put the drive together. That's what you talked about at halftime. Let's get some confidence first before we try to come all the way back.
16th play of the drive, 8:15 plus off the clock. Quick pitch to Pena. Syracuse still not on the board. Battle brings down Pena.
You look like he had an edge, but great job, Battle, getting off the block, setting the edge outside, knowing he's responsible as the widest defender. Did not let anything outside of him.
Ball on the 1-yard line. Allen. Bottled up. That's Brandon George, 6th-year captain. Mr. Reliable has been all over with the rest of his linebackers tonight.
At 6'3", 240, you see him. He's drawing a line in the sand. So just all I need is an inch to defend. Just give us an inch to defend. I'm going to defend that inch.
Man, they want that shutout. So far, 2 plays from the 1-yard line, they've stopped them. McCord. And Syracuse gets on the board. So McCord converted 3 4th downs on that drive. 18 plays, 73 yards, 9 minutes, 38 seconds off the clock. 4th down from here on out, 2-point conversions, coach, from here on out.
Yeah. They got to get the points. They got to get back in the game. That's one thing you said going to halftime. Everything's gone wrong for us. Let's find one thing to build off of. Drive took a long time, but it's one thing they now have to build off of.
Pressure. Quick shot. Batted down. That's Chief Borders.
Chiefs having a big night tonight. They've come after him. Knocking, deflecting the ball.
All right, so first possession of the 3rd quarter took us over 9 minutes. Syracuse able to get on the board. Had to go for 2. Couldn't get that. But the shutout no longer around. Syracuse trying to hang there. 31-6. College football. Kenny Johnson gonna let that go into the end zone for a touchback. So as we take a look at the Pitt offense, I mean, the score is 31-7.
31-6, yeah.
31-6 rather. Pitt has 83 yards total offense.
1 drive, 7 plays, 65 yards for a touchdown. 3-and-out punt, 3-and-out, another 3-and-out, 2 3-and-out punts. This game is a statistical anomaly of what's going on. The entire game is 3 pick-sixes by the Pitt defense, another interception that led to a short drive field goal by the Pitt offense.
Holstein still going to throw it on 1st down over the middle. That's Kenny Johnson.
If you look at the stats of this game, Matt,
yeah,
you would say there's no way if Pitt's winning, it's a very close game. If I don't put the interception stat on, it's a different game. It's crazy.
You go blind resume. You're probably taking Syracuse based on the numbers. As Pitt gets 1st down, look, Cade Bell's still coming out throwing. Gain of 5. But if you I mean, where we are in this game, we're sitting here trying to break it down up here. We're like,
what's going on? I mean, Pitt's going to be very aggressive offensively. They haven't done a whole lot offensively tonight. They need to be aggressive at this point and keep their foot on the gas.
Desmond Reed kind of stutter steps his way in the backfield. Good job by Syracuse. Caught it. Led by Deuce Chestnut. And a loss of 1. And to your point, the Syracuse defense has been the one bright spot for them tonight.
Absolutely. They've played very well. This is a high-power, explosive Pitt offense. They haven't had many opportunities. As you saw by the drive, Syracuse has had 9 possessions, Pitt only 5. But they've answered the call against a very good offense.
481 yards a game for Syracuse, 469 yards a game for Pitt. So to your point, explosive offenses. There's two Johnson. Justin Barron there. So you're telling me these teams combined average close to 1,000 yards a game, and we're at 254. And we're at a good stop there for Syracuse on 3rd and 3. Okay.
And that's the stop.
So here's your checklist.
Another stop. Get a stop. Force a punt.
If you're checking things off in Fran Brown, first drive, get the first down. Got it. Convert on fourth down. Got it. Score a touchdown. Did it. Give me a defensive stop.
Got it. You see Pat Narduzzi not happy with the offensive line. He's getting after those guys, saying, hey, we haven't shown a lot offensively. We need to go make some plays.
I am not a professional lip reader, but I'm pretty sure he went by Cade Bell and said run the ball. I was positive that's what he said. This season, All-State will celebrate every field goal and extra point made by participating universities by making a donation to the university's General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, All-State.
Well, let's see. Kyle McCord came out, had the worst game of his life in that first half. Worst half that you could even ever imagine. Probably worst.
Maybe
now,
of his career. Like youth football,
he didn't even have a nightmare that it could go that way. But now, great first drive. Let's build off it. We got another opportunity. Let's come out and put another drive together right here.
It's their worst starting field position of the night. They're going to roll him out to the right. We saw that on the first drive, and there you go, first down Cuse. Daryl Gill Jr. They've had to roll McCord out based on the pressure they saw in the first half. Ryland Gandy brings him down.
I like that. If you know Pitt's going to come out and pressure you, let's move the pocket, move the launch point, we say, for the quarterback, where he's going to throw the ball from. You got to mix some things up to not let him just be a sitting target in that pocket for this Pitt blitz and pass rush.
Relentless tonight, that Pitt defense. Allen. Still got to establish a little bit of that running game with your star running back. Chief Borders has been all over the field tonight, gain of 4. Big game in the ACC for both of these teams to keep their hopes alive. Both coming out of a bye week. Quick shot to Allen. Can he make the man miss? That is a good open field tackle. Tamarian Crumpley for no gain.
They brought the house. They got the ball quick out to LaQuint Allen, who's a dangerous player in space. Crumpley makes the one-on-one tackle. If he doesn't make that tackle, there's a lot of open field for a dangerous player like LaQuint Allen.
And remember, last possession, Syracuse went for it every 4th down. They're just at that stage of the game. Pitt showing pressure, pointing at the accused offensive lineman.
Snap infraction. Offense, number 55.
I like the first drive, Matt.
It's still 3rd down.
I like the first drive where they took their time. We're going to try to just, hey, don't worry about it. Let's just put the one drive together. Now, you got that. We talked about the checklist. They started hitting the checklists. You see the center flinching with all the different blitz looks. At some point now, we do have to start picking up the tempo to give ourselves a chance in this game.
Josh Aloa, the center, flinched the ball, making it now 3rd and 11. Over the middle, intercepted. Tipped and picked by Philip O'Brien Jr.
When you know that Pitt defense, they're saying, hey, you're going to take your time. We're still going to be aggressive. That is the 5th interception of the night. 3 of them on tip passes. And the thing about tip passes, Matt, good things happen to people that run the football. If you're playing hard, guys that give great effort, when that ball gets tipped and guys that are playing hard and in the right spot, good things happen to you. Pitt defense saying, hey, we're going to keep playing hard. This game's still going. We've got a lot of defensive pride. We're going to make that interception.
Kyle McCord came in with 6 interceptions on the season. He has 5 tonight. There's Reed. There's his burst. Desmond Reed right up the middle. Pat Narduzzi made his thoughts clear to Cade Bell. Run the ball.
Well, they are who they are. Watch the tempo. They're still going to say, we're going to run our system.
There's a throw the ball. Holstein over the middle to Bartholomew.
Don't think for 1 second Pat Narduzzi's not going to be coaching hard in this fourth quarter.
Holstein going to take a shot. Open. Touchdown. Holstein to Poppy Williams Jr.
Matty said he wanted his guys to execute and see this offense execute. Here's execution. Great job by Holstein, putting it on a line in between the safety, trying to come over the top to help.
Goes to Cade Bell, says, look, I'm going to let you throw 1 in the fourth quarter. You get 1. And then after that run, we're running. If that's the one, Holstein threw a dart.
Sure. That was play. That was... Matt, they're going to keep throwing. They're going to execute. They're going to play because they have a lot of football to play. They have a lot to play for as one of the few undefeated teams still in college football.
Now it's time to go big picture with Pitt.
Well, let's look at this here. Real, Matt. Right there, great job. The middle of the field, you look at this area, that's where the ball's going to be completed. In this part of the field, having some touchscreen issues right there. In that part of the field, and the safety's trying to get over there. But it's the zip that Holstein puts on the ball that makes this go. See the safety getting back there a little bit late. If he puts any more air on that, he's got a chance to make a play. We talked about the throw he made early in the game. He had too much air on the safety, recovered to make the play. He sees it, says, I'm going to rip this into a tight window. He does. You see the excitement, the energy. I know you say they want to run the ball. They're going to come out and keep trying to execute this offense. They have a lot to play for, and they have a bunch of big games coming up, and they want to be firing on all cylinders when that happens.
Still can't get you a stylus, huh?
I'm not good. I'm comfortable.
You're still going with the finger?
Yeah, I like.
It has not been.
We should have a good circle right along right there.
Early on, I was going to compliment you on your telestration. It was the best lines you colored inside all year. All right, so playoff predictor, all-state playoff predictor with a win, 17% for Pitt. A lot of football left to play. With a loss, 2.8%, like losing, you're out. Kind of a playoff game in its own right for Pitt and Syracuse, respectively. And they're still bringing the pressure. Here comes the entire linebacking core, and it's dropped. LeQuint Allen had the matchup. McCord had the throw, and he couldn't execute for his quarterback.
Well, as you saw in that playoff predictor, and a lot, this ACC race is going to get exciting down the stretch right now. You see right here, McCord, they're still going to bring the house. They're not going to slow down. Great throw, hits LeQuint Allen right in the hands, and things just aren't going right. When it's not your night, it's not your night.
Is that a thing?
It's just, you know, the psychological part of sports.
I mean, if you had a game, as Allen goes on, if you had a game as a head coach where you thought your team was prepared, you were playing well, and the second you got off the bus for the entire fourth quarter, you just couldn't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, balls, I mean, you see 3 of the interceptions tonight are off of tip passes across the middle of the field. So.
But no, I mean, there's just been no.
But there's no rhythm. You know, when they've had an opportunity, they've put drives together, they get penalties to push themselves back. They're going to go back and they're going to look at this game and say, this is not the team we've been all year. We have to put this behind us and get ready to finish the season strong.
McCord on 3rd and 6. Another near pick. That is Brookins on Dan Villari.
And Brookins read the eyes and broke on this ball. McCord thinks he's got a guy up the seam and doesn't realize Brookins coming over. Read his eyes the whole time, broke on that ball. Right there to break it up. I'm impressed. This Pitt defense and all the different looks that they've thrown at Kyle McCord tonight, and the execution they've had on the getting pressure on him, and then their ability to coverage and make plays on the back end, and then play hard and opportunistic to intercept passes.
9 of interceptions from McCord. Great punt coverage. Last Syracuse quarterback with 5 interceptions in a game, Greg Paulus, 2009 South Florida. So 2021, could they be joining that? I mean, this thing's about to get good. And especially with the 12 teams now, because you're looking at multiple teams. If you're Jim Phillips, you're loving that.
There's a chance you're going to have 2 undefeated teams playing in the conference championship with.
And Holstein there bobbles the snap. I mean, that's ridiculous. I wish I could put together a play in a nutshell about this game, and that was it.
That's great composure by Holstein.
We had a great conversation with Eli Holstein's dad at dinner last night. Holstein's going to keep it. We were at Serafino's, great Italian restaurant here in the Pittsburgh area in Crafton, neighborhood Crafton, Bill Cowher's hometown. And
being a Louisiana guy, they know some food, and they were into that. They were into that.
They were in there having
Italian.
dinner. Came over and introduced themselves. Nice family chat.
But it's impressive. He said, "Hey, we're really impressed with the."
He's going to come out of the game for a second.
Their second of the half.
Yeah,
Time out on the field.
All right, so Holstein took himself out of the game. He's been motioning towards his face. We'll step aside, check on him in a minute.
Hey, he was definitely like shaking his face like he got his head
Like his
rattled.
bell
for
rung?
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't until he got back to the huddle,
Right.
about ready to call the play, and then he's like, I got to come out.
Yeah.
More guys. I mean, all night. All night. It's usually like a lot of times you get, hey, we're going to do this once with great players. All night we keep showing them, and they keep going.
It is unbelievable. Eli Holstein went into the tent. Nate Yarnell now in at quarterback. 6'6", 215 out of Austin Lake Travis. We got to see him start a game last year. That pass is tipped. Caught by Yarnell. First pass complete.
Let's come and get his stats right here. As an attempt, a completion, and a catch.
You see Holstein there is going to go down the locker room. Even Yarnell had to laugh about it. Let's take a look at the hit here on Eli Holstein. Watch his right side of his head.
Yep.
Now, what was interesting about it is he goes, look at, you can see he goes into the huddle to call the next play. He's like, I got to go.
Takes time out.
You tell he wasn't right. The
Yep.
trainers took him off.
Let's hope it's just precautionary, and I mean, they don't need him in this game at this point.
Harry told us when we went to break that he went right into the tent immediately when he got out there. It's a quick shot to 11, C.J. Lee.
Well, Yarnell's a big guy right here at a 6'6", 215, as you said. Lake Travis High School, a great program down outside of Austin, Texas. They win a lot of football games down there and play at a high level. So we got to see him. He in a game last year.
He played well.
Yeah, athletic, throws a really nice ball.
By the way, this Pitt quarterback room, Eli Holstein, Nate Yarnell, Ty Diefenbach. Holstein's 6'4", Yarnell 6'6", Diefenbach 6'6".
Pretty good basketball lineup when they go play pickup.
Yarnell over the middle falls incomplete. In fact, we asked Holstein that. We're like, could the quarterback room like run 3-on-3 in any one of this building?
They said the coaches challenged them. They think the coaches would win. The coaches said they would win. You look at some of those cats, there's no chance that's happening.
No, that's not true. Coaches have their chance. Unless it's the young ones.
They'll bite some ankles, or some of those coaches trying to get after them and be tough and physical.
All right, so here comes Ben Saul, school record, 13 consecutive kicks. This one from 57. 350-plus field goals made this season. Sauls. Better call Sauls. 14 in a row. What a legend on Legends Night. Look at the stash. He's got kicker swagger.
Did he call? It looked like he banked it. No?
No, that cleared.
Banked off the back post.
He's got 60 yards and he wants the record. They should have done the delay.
I'm shocked he didn't do something to force the delay a game.
That's $1 on Narduzzi. Let the guy get the record. $1.
We met a young guy before the game. Young kid came out of the box, and he's the great thing. And Perry said, "Hey, guess who his favorite player is on the roster?"
We're like, oh, it's got to be, Holstein Reed.
Who is it? Holstein? Yeah. Is it Desmond Reed? No, Ben Sauls.
Ben Sauls. I mean, just kicker.
We've shown all the great players all night long. You know what he wants the claim of? He wants that spot on that all-time great roster.
Yeah, like
the kicker spot. Put me in that with everybody else.
Yeah, bring me back one night. Bring me back one night with my facial hair while I'm drinking an IPA in a pub in Pittsburgh. As we take a look at tonight's player spotlight. Brought to you by Lexus. Rasheem Biles. You know, our Lewis Riddick, defender in his own right here at Pitt. He'd be so proud of us right now, giving it to Rasheem Biles.
Well, I mean, you know what? He started the defensive night with the pick 6 on Syracuse's first possession, and he's done it with sacks. He's gotten after pressures on the quarterback, the 12 tackles, fitting the run. But it's hard to almost pick defensively on this roster. This entire defense has been dominant.
So are we agreed here now? First down, Kyle McCord to the outside. That's Emmanuel Ross. He's going to get past midfield.
The completion to number 18.
Look like.
Now with coach speak right now, I'm going to tell you what. Coach Narduzzi's not going to be happy. He's going to be coaching them, saying, we got to make, you get on the field, you got to make plays. They got some backups in the game, but there's a standard we expect you to play to.
You saw Biles there on the sidelines. Right, some of the starters are out. Kind of a depth game here for Pitt. McCord, he's still in it. He's still slinging. This time incomplete. Intended for Darrell Gill Jr.
Just call him chance man. Give me a chance, coach. Give me a chance. All right, we're in the stadium. I don't care what the score is. This is your chance. You're a chance man. Get on the field. Go show us what you can do in game action.
Does that work? They could talk you into it? Or do they go to their position
They're
coach?
saying, coach, give me a chance. Here you go. You're a chance man. I'm going to give you a chance, man. Get on the field. Let's show what you can do. But you better shot. You better not let this team in the end zone here in the fourth quarter.
Do you have any chance man memories from your days at Mississippi State
we have
or Florida?
all kinds of those guys. I'll tell you what, we had the reunion last week of the 2014 team.
That's right.
You would have liked some of the stories being told last week about me and how nice I was to everybody, how much everybody loved me so much.
That is incorrect.
I did get the great coach compliment, Matt.
Did you? What was that?
The greatest coach compliment. Coach, you are so hard on me. They're sitting there with their wife and kids.
Yeah.
This guy was so hard on me, and he drove me out of my mind so much. but he made me the man I am today.
Yeah, that's ultimately, we had talked about that a couple of weeks ago, is McCord here, incomplete on 3rd and 2. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago, the impact coaches can have on young people's lives, and that's what you want to hear.
That's it.
You got 100 wins in the SEC, you got all this stuff going for you as a career, but that guy comes back with his wife and kids and says, you changed his life for the better by being hard on him.
Yeah. It's the Coach Narduzzi knows. All these coaches, Coach Brown knows. Their job's not to pamper these guys. Those guys are to turn these guys into not just great football player, but great men. And that is what every coach in college football, that's what all coaches at every level takes pride in. And you played, Matt, and you know the coaches that impact your life. That is the most rewarding thing. It's not the wins and losses, it's the making the impact on young men's lives.
McCord on 4th down is going to swing it out to Willis. Yeah, you remember
I just
talks.
Young people's lives. It doesn't matter what you're coaching.
Yeah.
Men's sports, women's sports, anything.
Anything.
The biggest reward you have is making positive impact on people's lives.
I mean, even to that end, when we talk to any college athlete, pro athlete, you know what's funny about when you talk to him after the fact, years after the fact, is McCord. Anytime he gets brought down by the Pitt defense again, anytime you talk to him about a coach after the fact, there's always laughs now to start the sentence. They always
big
laugh.
Smiles and laughs.
Oh man, coach,
because there were those laughs when we were in the weight room or early morning workouts or running up the hill. We used to run the hill. We were talking about running that. We took them to the hill to go run this hill in Starkville back then. There were laughs, but when it was live going on, there were a lot more tears than laughs happening out there on the field.
You know, Pat Narduzzi here for a decade at Pitt, won the ACC championship 2021, 3-9 a year ago. As the offense this year, brought in a new coordinator, but he's old school, man. He's an old school guy, goes about it with defense. Narduzzi's the kind of guy that's perfect for the town that he's in.
Oh, the blue-collar town.
That's it.
The hard-working, toughness. I mean, been here 10 years. He's believed in this program. They've believed in him. He's built it, and they've won consistently. I know last year, you know what, here's the funny thing. Last year, they had a rough year, and it wasn't to their standard. All the players say that was the weird, that was not the norm.
That's
that
right.
was the outlier. Pat Narduzzi did it, and you look at what he's been able to do to turn this program around this year, be the top team in the SEC, and the ACC, I'm sorry.
3rd and 11, pressure in.
And they're still going to keep coming after him. They're not.
Yeah, it was Jordan Bass and McCord's. Candidly, I'm surprised McCord's still in.
I am too at this point.
Still lots of
plays. The game's in hand. He's had a rough night. Pitt's got their backups in, and they have a bunch of backups in. So Coach Narduzzi's not going to pull off. He's going to let these guys go have their chance to go play within the game plan they had and show what they can do.
The 4th and 11 here. McCord, that's a good shot for a 1st down. That was a strike to Dan Villari for a gain of 21. I'll give you guys some good coach humor with Mullen talking about 3-9 a year ago. So only a head coach to a head coach can say this. Mullen walks into our meeting yesterday with Pat Narduzzi, and he looks at it to give each other a big hug, and he goes, oh, look, all of a sudden you know how to coach again.
he forgot last year.
And they laugh, and you guys had a great time with it, but it's so true.
Oh, you don't
forget.
Listen, he coached as hard last year as he did this year, as he did the year before, as he will this week, as he did next week. I'll give you this. I told you this earlier. There's no one in the Pitt alumni, Pitt fan base, anywhere that wants to win this game more than Pat Narduzzi and put more into winning this game than him. But the fans, they're like, oh, he forgot how to coach last year. They're terrible. The coach is awful.
That was Dan Villari taking a direct snap. He has the defense. They only returned 2 starters on defense this year. They had to develop a lot of their defensive players. They go and get Holstein out of the portal. They go and get Reed out of the portal. They built offense. They switched offensive coordinators. And now it's all cakes and pie. 6-0 is Villari again going to take the direct snap. Villari going to fight his way to the end zone for a touchdown, Syracuse.
And as a coach on both sides, this game's in hand. what you want to see is guys out on the field competing. Just show me you're going to compete. Like we talk about a chance. There's guys, might not be starters, might not get tons of playing time. You're on the field. Show me you want to compete in the game of football. And that's what Fran Brown wants to see out of his guys. And I'll be honest, that's what Pat Nardizzi wants to continue to see out of his Pitt players, even with a big league.
Fran Brown's building a program. He's in year 1. He's a first-time head coach, DB's coach for Kirby Smart at Georgia. And so he's trying to learn what his team is, who his team is when they're facing adversity. What kind of program he wants to build for Syracuse. Right now it is 41-13 Pitt.
There's all those
coverage of this one on ACC Network. All of our friends over there do a great job covering the ACC.
SMU Duke 2 one-loss teams.
Tyreek Robinson's like, you know what? I'm bringing it. It's just past the 20. Earlier today, so
he's like, we're going 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3.
He was so angry. But our thanks to everyone here at Pitt. They've been gracious hosts for not only the broadcast crew, but for the Sports Center crew as well. Really everyone. Started at JMU and the Virginia Tech last week. Charlotte, you're up next.
Let's see what you got. Because I'll tell you what, the crowds keep growing for that Sports Center show every single week.
Yeah, so Charlotte, we've got Tulane Charlotte next Thursday. We're taking the single prop plane down there. Coates will drive his hybrid.
Yep.
And we'll be there in Charlotte. Cannot wait. See what Charlotte can bring to the table. Biff Poggi and company. Oh, wait, Tulane's got a good season. John Sumrall, first year there for him for the Green Wave. Now we talk Pitt because they're going to move to 7-0 on the season, first time since 1982. That's the big one. Circle November 6th.
Big one next weekend because, you know, they have a couple big ones right there. But that SMU game, they have Duke, we said, this Saturday. And then if you look, November 16th, there's a chance that we could have a 9-0 Pitt against an 8-1 Clemson here in Pittsburgh.
Look,
it will be rocking.
But that schedule,
happens.
when you look, SMU, we had talked about them earlier in the talk show here. They've got a good start to the season in their first year in the ACC. Anthony Calandria in Virginia, they're not an easy out. And then we know the story with Clemson, who you could argue is playing as good a football as anyone in the league because Miami, look, they're undefeated, but they make it entertaining. Clemson's just beating beating everybody out of.
I'm going to tell you what, you look at that schedule and the quality wins they would have.
Yeah.
They run the table and get to that championship game, they're in. Win or lose. I mean, you could have 2 undefeateds, Pitt and Miami playing for the ACC title. In my book, they're in. I mean, it doesn't matter about the title game. They're in the playoff with that the quality of wins they would have.
You're a coach, so I know what you're going to say because of how you guys are wired.
One game at a time?
No. But let's just say, because again, Clemson's got the 1 loss to Georgia out of conference. Let's say they go unbeaten in league. Miami goes unbeaten in league. Clemson beats Miami, ACC championship. Pitt's only loss on the season is to Clemson at 11-1.
Who's a playoff team?
Right.
Miami,
12-1. And that's the current bracket, by the way.
There could be some sad, you know, I mean.
But Pitt, at that point, don't you put Pitt
Tennessee
in?
still has to play Georgia. LSU's got a big one this week. Pitt, I think, how do you not put them in?
Right.
There's going to be,
but
it's going to be a fun November.
But 11-1, you're sitting there. You don't have to play in the ACC championship game. You'd feel a lot better if you could because it would be a lock. But at 11-1, you're feeling really good about yourself. Here's what I love about college football. It's the greatest sport on the planet. We are not too far removed from when newspaper people decide the national champion. All right. So then we come up with the Bowl Alliance, the BCS, and all that fun stuff. The cord's still in there. Nick Lappy brings him down. Again, I'm surprised by that. But then we go to the BCS. Everyone complains about the BCS, the computers, 1 and 2, the things for it. Then we create the playoff.
They pretty much got it right,
they
though,
would
almost
get it right,
every year.
right. So
but we need more.
It's in the 14 playoff. We loved it at first. 14 playoff, greatest thing ever. But then we complained right away because there wasn't enough teams.
Started getting some controversy on 4 and 5 every single year. There was last year.
Sure as the sun comes up, I will bet any amount of money that the second we're done with selection day on Sunday, there will be people
we need 16. We need 16. We need more.
because teams 13, 14, and 15 didn't get in. Point being, The greatest thing about college football is no one's ever satisfied with college football.
Well, I'm going to tell you, there is no other sport where the regular season matters more than college football.
Has the 12-team playoff to this point affected that?
Not at all.
I don't think so.
It's probably enhanced it, to be honest.
I would agree with you.
Because, you know, the big games, one loss used to end your season a lot. Like you won, or you know, all of a sudden the second loss, you're done. When there was only
if you're
4
Bama,
getting
you're
in.
done.
You're out. You're only 4 getting in.
Ole Miss out.
You're still alive now, so there's just even more teams alive.
Yes,
Official timeout.
Willis, the talented freshman. See him grabbing that ankle. It is worth noting with that completion, Kyle McCord's now thrown for 300 yards in 7 straight games.
Yep.
He 59 attempts tonight, 32 of 59 for 305, but the 5 interceptions. It's the first Syracuse quarterback to ever do that, Mark, as we take a look now at Willis. See that ankle bend back, the right one, yep.
Caught underneath him.
But he's up now. He's going to get help onto the sidelines. But look, I mean, we're up here in the booth. We're not calling the game from the sidelines, but this Willis situation is why I'm surprised McCord's still in there.
Yeah, because they have a lot. They have some. They're having a heck of a year in Fran Brown's first year, and they got a bunch of, you know, conference games. They have Virginia Tech at home next week. Virginia Tech, we talked about, is a hot team right now. Everybody kind of wrote them off early, but I know some people that have picked them to be a sleeper team in the ACC.
That's right.
And they're still very much alive.
Yeah. By the way, Syracuse has not played at the Dome since September 28th against Holy Cross.
That's a long time on the road.
Another player down here, this one for
Official
Pitt.
timeout for an injury.
Marion Crumpley. Yeah, but I mean, you talk about you haven't been at home in almost a month. And in fact, when they show up for November 2nd to take Virginia Tech, it will have been over a month. They were trying to win beat 3 ranked teams for the first time since '98. That won't happen.
They get the game at home on November 2nd. Tough road game, but very winnable games down the stretch. And obviously that big one, I've been involved in it, coaching at Syracuse. That last game, the Syracuse-Miami game, I got to coach in that one year and talked to one of the legends. Donovan McNabb was the quarterback. Came out and he, in his last game in the Dome, put on a show.
Yeah, to be all-time quarterback to him tonight for Syracuse. He was good. I never understood.
They couldn't even announce Donovan. That's how loud the Dome got.
I never understood why Eagles fans booed that. I mean, they're Eagles fans. That kind of tracks itself. But McNabb ended up, what a career he had.
Oh.
What was he like? What was he like in a film room? Oh, there's the laugh. There's the preface laugh over the middle.
He was the best. I mean, I don't know he ever had a bad day. I mean, he came in with a smile on his face. He would be cracking jokes, having a great time. Now, he took it serious. He loved ball. I mean, he took his preparation. But he would just come in and he would work his tail off in that film room. But, man, he would come out to practice and do – I remember the one, I mean, he came out like shorts pulled up as high as they could go. He would come out and just put a smile on everybody's face and have a great time, everything he did in football.
McCord, deep, incomplete. So affectionately the class clown. But the best player and the leader.
Best player, took his job seriously, always performed at the highest level, but could do it as the class clown, having a great time. He was awesome.
You look at, I love.
And he could do things. Boy, his athleticism, and he's a guy. Could you imagine him in today's offenses? You see, back then there wasn't all this shotgun spread quarterback athleticism because he was a special athlete.
Well, the NFL now is built around the offense. The quarterbacks could barely get touched. The defensive guys can't touch the receivers. I mean, he'd have had a field day. The flag on that play, Emmanuel Ross covered by Brookins. Yeah, I mean, you look at some of these guys that played in different eras.
Pass interference.
And you're laughing at the stats they would have put up.
15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
He's got to turn around if you're Brookins.
Yep.
And look, that's where Fran Brown hopes to get Syracuse back to the days when Donovan McNabb was running around the dome. They were electric.
Oh, that team had some good players. Kevin Johnson, the wide receiver.
He was good.
Syracuse, great. Robbie Conrad, the running back.
Robbie Conrad, yeah, number 44, I believe. The historic
he had the
44 for Syracuse.
He had the 44.
They don't just go handing that thing out.
Keith Bullock at linebacker.
That's like the number 3 at Notre Dame if you're the quarterback.
Yep.
They hand that out to special ones. Donovan Darius.
Yep, at the safety position.
We're doing that all-time team thing again.
That's just one of the rosters. That's just one year.
That's one team.
And Tabucky Jones was the other safety.
Tabucky Jones. What a good football name. I loved 90s college football. The cord rolling out, takes a shot at the end zone, incomplete. Intended for Ross. You remember 90s football, though? Baggy jerseys, neck rolls.
Oh.
Associated Press was giving out national championships.
Pitt was playing at Pitt Stadium.
Pitt, yeah.
I'll tell you what, you walked in there, and on the wall, like they do now, but this is the Steelers' home as well.
Yeah.
And they have all the national titles, the All-Americans, Heisman. Tony Dorsett won the Heisman Trophy.
And you're like, oh, hell, wow.
Wow.
Like, this is good. I'm just going to leave it alone. 4th down.
Yeah.
He made Signetti laugh. Like that.
It seems like that is an accomplishment.
No good. 48-yard field goal attempt. How about Indiana? We'll talk a little Big Ten right now on the ACC show.
Well, I mean, listen, coming into this year, I bet 2 teams going into this week that you didn't have undefeated were Pitt and Indiana.
And Army-Navy.
And Army-Navy. I mean, there's only 9 undefeateds left in the country. That's 4 of them. Pitt, Indiana, Navy, Army. And no one in the SEC.
It's been a long time since we've seen a story like Army and Navy.
Right there. That family's seen a lot of the great
season ticket holder for Pitt for 78 years.
Seen a lot of those great players come through here, almost all of them.
Love that fighting spirit.
Look at that. They got the
97 going to games.
Nothing. that.
Mullen can barely make it through a 15-hour Saturday in studio.
But not missing a game. I mean, fully decked out.
And that's what's great about sport. That's what's great about this town, too. This is one of the best sports towns in America. They love their teams.
The Penguins, the Pirates, the Steelers, the Pitt Panthers.
Yinzers. Love it. Did you get to Primanti Brothers?
I did not.
You did
not.
not.
Saved everything up for Serafino's. There it is. It's official, Matt. It's official.
Thanks to the tens of thousands of fans who voted. Pittsburgh lean tonight.
For the all-time roster win.
And the current win, 43 seconds away. Thank you to everyone who had some fun with us on an all-time roster tonight. Still slinging the rock.
Said these guys are getting their opportunity to be on the field. They've been practicing. They want that chance. Go run the offense.
Jake Overman. They're still going for it. They're gonna get sacked there.
That might do it. I think
do it.
Pat's gonna look and say, okay, we're done.
Dominating performance tonight out of Pitt. 41-13. They'll move to 7-0 for the first time since 1982 and are very much in contention for an ACC championship as they get set for their next game.